Cheers.
So I'm sampling a fine Nickelbrook Apple Pilsner right now. Very strong taste of apple. It actually tastes more like a cooler than anything else. I would say it's more like a cooler. It's very, very sweet, incredibly sweet for a beer. It still is reminiscent of a beer, though. It still has sort of a cidery taste, but definitely more predominantly a cooler. No, with alcohol added. Anyway, taste-wise, if you're looking for something sweet, sure, it's great. And you're looking for a beer, sure, it's great. Other than that, not really worth it. We're sampling Slavutich, okay? It's a Ukrainian lager. I would say full body taste. Lots of barley with malt. Like she said, not much of an aftertaste at all. The flavor disappears on your tongue almost immediately after it's hit it. It's not really refreshing. I'd say it's more of a beer that you just want to sit and drink alone. I don't know. I think it would go okay with like a little bit of some snacks, but I don't think this is the kind of beer you'd want to have with a full meal.
What about the color? Show me the color. Put it up to the light.
It's sort of a golden color, like urine. The texture in your mouth is it's creamy. It's a lot of carbonation, very creamy, and that is a good word. Yes, creamy is a good word. It is a good word. Cheers. Okay, so the next beer on our list was Innis Gunn oak-aged beer.
And it's from Edinburgh, right?
Yes, it's from Edinburgh. It's just, as far as I know, it's not Guinness and then something else. No, it's a beer. So from what I remember from this beer, this is aged in a barrel for a month, 2 months, something like that, 30 to 60 days, somewhere in that range, okay? And then afterwards it's served up just like a regular beer. And I believe it's an ale, is that correct?
It's like a malted ale, I believe.
Malted ale, okay. Malted ale, all right. Now, okay. So let's smell first and see what we smell. It smells like candy or toffee or something. Candy or toffee or something like that. To me, it smells like a rye and coke. The same kind of scent you get from a rye and coke. That's exactly what this smells like. The sweetness. Yeah, you got a sweetness in the smell, but it's got that sort of a whiskey smell to it. You know, like you're just you just poured a glass of whiskey for yourself and you just have a little sniff. I would agree with that. All right, cheers. I'm gonna go with it. It tastes like the candy. It seems to be a common theme. It seems to be beers take their beer and they add like a common theme to it. Like we had the apple one after, and this is a toffee taste. To me, and my palate is pretty refreshed. I haven't really had a lot to eat today. It's got a very, very, very strong flavor, and it's very much like having like a whiskey, something like a watered down whiskey almost. It's an incredibly refreshing taste though. Coffee, that's all I taste. Coffee and beer. For me, it really, just like I was explaining with the smell, it tastes like whiskey and coke. The taste actually kind of tastes like whiskey and coke to me. It's kind of funny. I've never tasted that from this beer before, but for whatever reason today it's tasting like a whiskey and coke. It's a very expensive beer. It costs around $3, $3.50 for a regular 55 milliliter bottle. But is it worth it? I think this is worth it. I long every day. You know, I've never heard of a beer being aged in an oak barrel before. I think it has a fantastically unique taste. I think this is the type of beer I would want to drink with a cigar. If I had a fucking nice, if I had a Padron cigar in my fingers right now.
It's okay, it's on the internet. It's on the internet.
If I had a Padron cigar in my fingers right now, I think this would be a perfect complement for a cigar. I think this is the type of beer that you would want to sit out and drink on your back patio, whether it's hot or, you know, even inside when it's cold. I think it can be a warm, comforting beer. It's still got a little bit of sweetness, you know. It's not gonna fill you up.
It almost seems like a beer on a rainy day, sitting inside on a sunboard. I mean, maybe I'm saying that because it's rainy now.
But don't you just feel good from drinking it? Like,
well, yeah, that's what I mean. So you need that. You need the comfort.
So I mean, we're trying to.
Quit spilling my beer, asshole.
I know. Sorry.
We're trying to describe emotions here, but let's just say that the taste of the beer is pretty much consistent throughout, from the first point that it hits your lips towards the aftertaste. Okay, you sort of have that sort of a whiskey sour or the rum and coke kind of taste to it. Okay.
But it's not as harsh as creamy, smooth, like not as carbonated as like a whiskey sour. Well, not whiskey sour, but like a rum, like whiskey and coke.
Without the carbonation, yes. Yes.
The carbonation is really there.
No, the carbonation doesn't really exist.
It slows down.
Absolutely. It's very, very smooth.
Hold it up, let's see it. Let's see what it's like.
Oh, yes. So, I would say it's a dark amber type color.
Not dark. It's like a light amber.
Medium amber.
Very
color.
dark. Because of the high alcohol content, because of the reddish tinge, I think, because it's kind of like that whiskiness, that's where it comes from.
And for whatever reason, there's not a lot of foam. That's all good. So we just tried Great Lakes Brewery's Red Leaf Lager. All right. So what do you think of it?
Well, my first comment would have been tastes like dirty basement, but it's because I'm not a fan of dark beer. It's dark,
but it's a red beer. It's not a dark beer. As you can see, it's a red beer.
But it's a darker beer. It's darker than most beers.
It's darker than a light beer.
Yeah. Well, no. Would you say like Canadian is a light beer?
Yes, absolutely. Canadian is a light beer. Not an alcohol content. Not an alcohol content, but in color and taste. So if Canadian has barely any taste.
If someone said to you, "I'm having beer," what color would you think? Color, I'll say
depends.
I was dropping mine all over him earlier.
In general, in general, I would say.
Look at the independent.
Okay. To me, it's called red leaf lager for a reason. It actually tastes like a red leaf tea to me. You put it in your mouth, you instantly get a hint of red leaf. Okay? It's sweet, it's smooth, and it tastes like red leaf tea with some alcohol added into it, just for a little kicker. It's definitely some kind of a lager. It's not too heavy. We're not talking about a Guinness, but it is a thicker type of beer. This is the kind of beer you probably want to drink with more of a solid tender meal. Maybe steak and potatoes. What else? Steak and potatoes.
Definitely some kind of red meat.
Red meat. Anything that's red. Yes, absolutely. It would work very, very well with red meat. Also, I believe that this would work well with a medium-bodied cigar. I think overall, it's a very, very good beer. It's a unique tasting beer. I've never had a beer that tastes quite like this. It's also a craft brewery made in Ontario, West End of Toronto, Great Lakes Brewery. So Great Lakes Brewery is a craft brewery, and it's based in Toronto, which is fantastic. I think it's a very unique flavored beer. I don't think that it's going to be suitable for everybody. I think that it's a different tasting beer. I think that it might be the kind of thing that has to grow on here a little bit. I do think it's suitable for all different types of things. I think you can use it for a meal. You can possibly drink it alone. You can definitely use it with a cigar. And that's it all. So, cheers. And for dirty basement. All right. There you go. Can't be that bad.
All right, the day has come to the end. weekend. The day is almost sad. It's sad. Like we're done. You know, we came, we got rained on, we drank beer, we tasted beer, we talked about beer.
We're a little bit drunk.
It's almost 7 o'clock. The festival is over for another year.
Thanks a lot, people, for watching, and hopefully you'll see us soon.
See you next time.